Hello everybody, what's up? Captain Turbo here, and welcome to, sadly, what may very well be the very last update video this channel will ever have. Who knows? But if you follow my channel at all, or if you're, just smart enough to realize how little new content's been going up on the channel, it's probably been clear as crystal for the last probably year now that the LPA has been on a bit of a downturn, and, it brings me no pleasure to say this, but the channel is effectively on a indefinite hiatus. We have still got a little bit of content left in the backlog, but I'm going to get around to that in a few minutes, just to explain essentially what's been happening. The last recording session we had for the channel was around February of 2017. It's now March, at least the time of this recording, it's now March 2018. So yeah, it's been over a year since we had a recording that, and it's nothing to do with the fact that, we don't talk or anything, because, we still chat occasionally, but we just don't have the fucking time to meet up anymore. Everybody's schedules are a little bit different. I was using like Saturday nights for LPA and stuff, but I wanted to focus a little bit more on my own channel as well and start streaming there, and and I really enjoyed it, and then I ended up starting the whole Captain Crew thing, and that really went well for me, and it's just... Alright, let's start from the beginning, shall we? When I started the channel off back in, I think it was, when I came up with the idea anyway, it was, it would have been around October, September-ish of 2015, I'd met Michael, he and I got along really well, and I'd been on a little bit of I'd hit a bit of a brick wall with the main channel, I'd been doing my stuff, the whole solo thing, and, this was around the time I did the fucking terrible Final Fantasy VI Let's Play, and, I could definitely feel myself, pretty much out of it at the time with my own channel. I wanted to do something that was more cooperative, I wanted to do like a community project sort of thing, and for me, the LPA thing started when Michael and I, shortly after we met, he joined me for a couple of the videos in the Crash 2 Let's Play. And I thought, what, this guy is really easy to relax around and just have fun with. And I approached him with the idea about a week after we did those videos, and, the LPA was born from there. He agreed to it. We recorded a bunch of stuff before we actually went live, thankfully we did anyway. And then obviously on the very day the first video went up, Michael ended up getting a job, which really cut into our recording time badly. And then not long after that, my recording time was cut. Essentially, when his hours were cut down, suddenly my hours were cut down for free time to actually record due to some family reasons. And we already took a hit there. Originally the LPA was supposed to be me and Michael for like the first 6 months to a year or so, just the two of us, and then we might think about bringing people in, but obviously because of him getting a job and all that, we had to branch out a little bit faster than we expected, which is when we brought Paris in, and then we thought just, fuck it, and we started just bringing anybody in that wanted to come in, essentially. And for a while this was going well, but there was one thing I was noticing. It was only me and Paris that were uploading any content on the channel, and the channel was supposed to be like a community thing, it was supposed to be a group project, and don't get me wrong, I'm always happy when anybody jumps on and does even just commentary or like multiplayer stuff with us, but ultimately I was basically taking the brunt of the editing. The only other person doing anything was Paris, and unfortunately the only two Let's Plays on the channel that Paris finished were the two Mega Man games he did, Symphony of the Night, Link to the Past, and Binding of Isaac. Started all of them. In fact, there's a couple more, actually, that I'll get to in a moment, that he started, but unfortunately just didn't finish, or, as far as I know, he finished the Link to the Past Let's Play. He's never uploaded the last 3 files. If I had to guess, he's probably lost them, or they were corrupted. I don't know, but chances are that's never going to get finished. And, no, nothing against Paris at all, because as I said, he was the only other person that uploaded anything, apart from Thunder, who uploaded the WarioWare Let's Play, but considering that was on H3 Central as well, the exact same Let's Play, it was kind of more like a collab rather than anything else. So yeah, for the most part, it was just the two of us, and I really didn't want to be the guy that was just constantly being the one recording. And it got really tedious. I was basically having to do that on top of the fucking my channel, on top of the two race channels I was on. Well, actually, technically three, even if I don't appear on one of them very much. And it just got too much, and I essentially had to decide, alright, I need to drop something here, because I've just got way too many fucking channels I'm a part of. And I don't want to stop my channel, and I don't want to stop racing, considering I don't usually have to be the one editing for those. And ultimately, LPA had to be the one that took the death, essentially. I mean, this was before I even, what am I trying to say? This was around the time where I already dropped the fucking wrestling podcast channel, because I didn't have time for that. And I still didn't have time for 4 channels, let alone the 5. So yeah, then we had that one recording. Well, we had a couple of recording sessions at the beginning of 2017. I thought, we probably could start making things a bit more, putting a bit more time and effort into the channel. But a lot of, I wouldn't say arguments, but a lot of disagreements started going on. Nothing with me personally. I try to get along with everybody. I'm, not gonna suck my own cock or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not me. People were having problems with a few other people and stuff, and some people left, some people didn't. I'm still on good terms with most people. In fact, I don't think I'm not on good terms with anybody, actually. But it was just purely a fact that, on top of that, and everybody just having completely different schedules, and nobody really wanting to record anything without me there. Because here's the thing. My buddy Nova actually recorded Dracula X for us, but did no commentary. So it was going to be us doing commentary, but by that point I'd already decided to scrap the whole project, to be honest. I'm just rambling a little bit now. This is a goodbye video. It's supposed to be fucking rambling, isn't it? But I'm trying to think of any other the Fable Anniversary project was another one. Me and Michael started that. We got a little over halfway done, I believe. I want to say that. Either halfway or a little over halfway. And unfortunately, we just didn't have the time to dedicate to more recording sessions. Because, again, Michael's I think about 12 hours ahead of me, 11 or 12 hours. And unfortunately, that is a pain in the ass for me, because my best time to record is early morning, and I'm talking very early morning, from 1 a.m. till 5 a.m. And unfortunately, that is usually when he's at work. So that made it completely fucking useless to me, because obviously then I've got to go to sleep after that, and as soon as I'd wake up, he'd be asleep himself. So yeah, what happened was my mom had to basically retire from work because of her health reasons and stuff, which is why we couldn't do our recording sessions anymore, because we used to do them early afternoon for me, around midnight for him, 11 p.m. To midnight for him. So it was usually around that time when we did things like Mass Effect and stuff, which was our time to record these together. But again, unfortunately, this block of time suddenly became unavailable for me, so that already cut that out. And like I said, the Fable thing was just part of the just became part of the overall chopping block. We just couldn't get the time together to do it. I've seen Michael maybe 2 or 3 times in the last year, where he's basically jumped into my stream, where he's had a little bit of extra time on his hands. Again, it's not the fact that I don't want to hang out with Michael. It's just the fact that there isn't really a good time during the week to actually do it anymore. Unless the channel originally was supposed to be a community project, but it did feel like I was the only one that was really doing much on the channel. Like I said, Paris, chipped in quite a lot actually at times, where he could, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. It needed to be a group effort, and like I said, I'm very grateful to everybody for chipping in to do commentary and any multiplayer games we did, like Golf with Your Friends or Brawlhalla and stuff like that. but it did still feel like it was my channel rather than our channel, and that really, really, just kind of disappointed me. The channel is essentially, I'm not gonna lie guys, the channel is all but dead at this point. I mean, we don't even have our Discord server anymore. I talked to Paris about 3 months ago about just closing the Discord. The reason he had controls because he created the channel originally, because I didn't know how to use Discord when it was created. Does this mean that the LPA is gone forever? Not necessarily. I mean, right now I am completely focused on my own channel and occasionally helping out with the race channels, because I've basically taken over the role of editing bits for anybody that doesn't want to edit the races or doesn't have the time to edit the races, and I don't usually mind. I mean, these guys are usually my friends and that asked me to do this, so I have no problem doing that. I don't mind editing races; they don't take me too long. For the CGGP anyway, I'm not talking SLPH. So I've got my hands full with that at the moment, and obviously my own channel, sometime last year, I finally broke 100 subscribers, which for me is fantastic. And, I've just been putting more focus and effort on that at the moment, and that's where I want it to stay. Maybe if we finally get some kind of big following, we could maybe start the group project again. But I can't see it starting again for a long time. I definitely say it's going to be at least a couple of years before you see anything new on the LPA. Which brings me to what you guys have just been watching. This video should be going up after the last episode of the Pokemon Draft Network Season 2. Which means that should be in about a month or a month and a half now. So yeah, it's probably about May, actually, at the time this video will go up. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the season. I apologize for the fact that I couldn't find, the last episode. Thankfully, it was a 2 out of 3, and Mark won that video anyway, so it doesn't really matter. First thing I want to talk about is the fact that if you were interested in the Pokemon Draft Network, Paris was talking about doing its own channel for that. At the time of this recording, he has not made a new channel for that. If he does make a new channel before this video goes up, I will link it, in case you're wondering, at the end of this video. Well, sorry, not at the end of this video. I will link it in the description, and you can go check that out if you're at all interested in watching, or even if you're joining. It's a pretty open server. Secondly, is that the end of all the videos? Not quite. As I said earlier, there is some projects that we still had in the backlog. Unfortunately, we didn't have much in terms of backlog left, but we had a massive backlog for a while there, actually. So so just give me a second, guys, because I can get up what I have here. All right, we had there's 2 episodes of Brawlhalla left to go up. So those will be going up soon. Oh, I should point out, every day for the next 5 days after today will be a new video. These are not things you've seen before. These are not old episodes or anything like that. These are the last of the backlog. The reason that I am uploading these is one after the other and not 5 weeks in advance, is some of these were brand new projects that only got 1 part started. I'm not going to go into what the new ones were, but I'll tell you now, for the ones that you've already seen, 3 out of the 5 videos, 2 of them are Brawlhalla videos, 1 is a Symphony of the Night part, and then we've got 2 1-part Let's Plays that never got past the second part. Never got past the first part. They're both pretty good videos. They were fun projects. They were both Paris projects. Unfortunately, that we didn't get anything more than this. But after those videos are up, so by the end of the week, that will be the last in terms of content you will see on this channel for a very long time, I'm afraid. Alright, so I guess that's about it, to be honest. I really wish... I deeply wish, actually, that we had a longer lifespan. We've been going roughly about 2.5 years by the time this stops, and to be fair, we probably went really about 1.5 years, if at max. We've been living off backlog content for a while now. The only thing that we did that I made sure was finished was I made sure the Saints Row Let's Play was finished with Thunder. So yeah, it sucks, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Projects start and projects fail all the time, so nothing new there. I will certainly link, as I said, the Pokemon Draft Network channel, if that is a thing by the time this happens. A lot of the main members of the channel are on the links in the friends and affiliates on the channel. If you want to go check that out, maybe we'll be back one day. Maybe we won't. Who knows? If nothing else, it definitely gave birth to some very classic moments. And I guess to anybody that's joined us and watched our videos, thank you very, very much. It is very appreciated. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And one last time, guys, sayonara.